you have so much debt at 20, dude.
Yeah.
What have you done?
26,000 is on my car. The rest of it is all credit cards. The biggest chunk of it, it all really started whenever I was out of a job for about 2 months. I was putting all of the rent, all of the food, everything on just credit cards. I had a decent job. My roommate had a kind of shaky job, and then he didn't have a job. For the first few months, he was getting money from like his parents or family or whatever, trying to make his part, but that's not sustainable. So, I had to start picking up his half. There was a 2-month period where neither of us had a job, so.
And how was that conversation with the roommate when you were taking on all the bills?
We had the same conversation of me just being like, you gotta figure out a way, and then there was no way being figured out. So
Did you get fired?
Yes.
The first one is the trap. The ultimate middle class trap. Buying a car that you can't afford and living off credit cards and using credit cards and not paying them off in full. First one, the car. You don't need a brand new $40,000, $50,000 car. You don't need it. And if you're 18 to 20, you for sure in hell don't need a $30,000 to $50,000 car. There are plenty of cars out there that you can use that you can buy relatively used and still get a decent car that's gonna last you a long time. But if you're buying a used car, it's relatively cheap, have them look it over. Maybe you gotta put $1,000 into it. Well, then you got a brand new car. Like, sweet, do that. That is one of the number one middle class traps, is buying a big, expensive car. Next thing I want to talk about is using credit cards for an emergency fund. I don't know how many times I've heard this in my life, guys. It's mind-blowing to me how people would think just relying on a credit card is an emergency fund. No, you're literally gonna be borrowing money to live your life at 20-something% interest. Guys, we can't do that. The best way to get around that is to start building up an emergency fund. Before you guys even start paying off debt, you at least need to have a few $1,000s in the bank as an emergency fund. You have to have that. You guys have to have that to survive on in case you fall in some tough times, or you have a maintenance issue with your car that you have to get fixed. Don't put it on the credit card. Have cash available sitting in a high yield savings account and use that.